Hey guys, Jason here. You guys seem to really like the videos I've put out about operating costs and annual inspection costs. So without further ado, here is a video that talks about my 2021 annual inspection, what it cost, what we found, some things I decided to have done which added to the cost. So I'll take you through all this. Okay, enjoy. So here's a partial list of the squawks and deficiencies that were either found prior to the annual or my IA discovered during the inspection. Replace cross-feed fuel drains, $1,063. The cross-feed fuel drains, which are down on the wing root, they were leaking, and they're like almost, I think, $450 each, just the actual drain, not including the labor. They discovered some exhaust cracks on the left engine exhaust pipe on the risers, and that had to be sent out and welded, and all the parts and labor and external labor and shipping, that was $1,465. They discovered that the pilot seat was missing the aft stops, and again, the labor was not very much on that. Unfortunately, the actual seat stops are around $300 each, just high expensive parts prices on these old airplanes now. And then there were about 12 other miscellaneous minor repairs. There were some missing rivets. There was leaky brake calipers. I'm trying to remember what else. Just lots of little things, nothing of consequence, but it's $50 here or $200 there at $100 an hour labor rate. It just all adds up. So here's the annual inspection breakdown. My shop's base rate annual is $4,100. That's including oil change and filter and the inspection and the normal servicing. Plus the squawks and deficiencies that I showed on the previous slide, that adds up to $5,293. And then the magnetos. The magnetos, I had starting problems last year on the left engine, so we replaced the mag on that engine that has the retard points on it to help the engine start. So to delay the timing for engine start, had all sorts of problems. We replaced that mag last year, and when I last had the cowling off, I noticed the mags, the other remaining mags, just looked terrible. They looked corroded, the paint was flaking off. It just looked like they were time to go. They are 12 years old, and they only have like maybe 350, 400 hours, if I remember correctly, from the previous owner, but it's just time for them to go, in my opinion. So that ended up being $3,572 for the mags and the labor to install them and time them. Plus there was a couple issues with the ignition harness that were sorted out. So the annual inspection cost of 1 plus 2, if that, in other words, if I didn't decide to replace the magnetos, which is something I chose to do, the total annual cost with the squawks and the inspection would have been $93.93. But because I wanted the mags replaced, the remaining 3 mags replaced, if you add up 1, 2, and 3, it's $12,965. So here, this slide, I talk about the annual inspection cost on the 2 310s that I've owned. If you're new to the channel, about 10 years ago, I owned a 1970 310Q, 2009, 10, and 11. Those were my annual costs. And then this airplane, this is its second full annual since I've owned it. So the 2020 annual was $88.70, and this annual was $12,965. And then if you just look at all the annual costs there, you can see, you know, they range from approximately $5,000 to $13,000. So, and I have another video that I made where I talk about budgeting for owning a 310, and I say kind of the average annual is about $7,500. So I still hold by that number, just kind of a normal annual with normal squawks. The good news is I really finally believe that this airplane is now sorted, touch wood or touch aluminum, and I feel that I shouldn't have many other major costs. Again, hopefully that statement doesn't come to be false. So anyway, fingers crossed, but I think she's in good shape now, and I think I'm ready to put some hours on her this year. So far, I've put about 25 hours now on this airplane since the annual, and I hope to fly it about 100 years this year. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope this has been useful for you guys.